Hey, it's the Scotch Test Dummies. We got a Whistlepig Farmstock. Nerf herder.
Test it.
Let's test it.
The Millennium Falcon, Bruno, a character unto itself.
Scruffy looking Nerf herder.
I wanted
scruffy looking.
Yes, when I was a kid, I bought my own mini Millennium Falcon. I think I had to do some like horse trading with the parents on, let's just say, birthday. Might have been Christmas. I can't remember.
You did some trading?
Well, it was like horse trading. Like I think it was Christmas. And in Christmas, the rule in my family was you got one big gift, which back in the day, if I remember right, was capped at 40. And then you got two small gifts, 20 each, or if I went for figures, which often I went for figures, which I think we're going for like $4, weren't they, or $3, I could just basically work in multiple figures up to that. And what I did was, because I think the Falcon went for 60. First of all, do you say Falcon or Falcon?
I say Falcon. But
I like Falcon. It makes me feel...
I think you actually hear him pronounce it both ways in the movies.
Yeah. So what I did was I think I gave up one of my smaller gifts so I could get the Falcon. And then my mom was like, you realize you're not going to have as many presents to open. I go, I don't care about quantity.
That's right.
I want the Falcon. And I got the Falcon. I still got that Falcon, and I got the box for the Falcon. I gave it to the boy. He wasn't too thrilled because all the stickers were falling off. Hello, Mattel. Make the stickers better.
205.
Wow, still got Heinz 57 right here.
205.
By the way, I do want to do a public safety announcement on the coin. If you're flipping it around vicariously and it falls on a hard surface, let's just say tile. Turns out ceramic can chip.
They can chip.
Right.
They are pretty tough. You can take this and you can bounce it.
Yes. I think I've dropped it 10 or 12 times, and then finally it made a weird like ting tang, and I'm like, oh, that didn't sound good.
Yeah.
And my boy's like, it chipped, and I got a little corner chip on there.
Yeah.
All right, but I think it's good.
Now, my coin that I carry all the time is number 60. Same thing. It got a chip on.
Right.
I dropped it on a tile floor. And
I was literally
But the thing is, that chip, though, hasn't spread or it hasn't grown.
No.
And I've used it quite a bit and been carrying it with me since.
Right. I think at some point in time, this has been in my pocket close to my body. I'll auction it, and we'll get $7 for it.
Yeah, it is. You know what that's contaminated
That
with?
one's been close to my body.
Scotch
Been
God.
in my Jordache jeans.
Scotch God shot out.
Danny. Sorry.
Hoyt, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, Hoyt Hemphill.
Love it.
And I take it he's across the pond somewhere. I'm not sure where.
I don't know.
But anyway,
Maybe he likes good rope.
from our High West Boo Rye,
Boo Rye.
Hoyt says he's looking forward to the Double Rye Boo Boo.
We got to explain that.
So they can go watch the High West Boo
That's
Rye.
a good point. We're not explaining nothing. Go watch the show.
He says, thanks. This made me dig out my bottle of High West Double Rye, which I hadn't liked much, so it's been sitting on the shelf for years. Mostly drank Scotch and Irish whiskey. The show Justified got me to try bourbons and ryes.
That's a good show.
He came back after tasting Dickel Rye, Templeton, etc. Double Rye isn't bad, he says. Guess I was put off by the young rye and the alcohol bite. Thanks for getting me to revisit it. Keep 'em coming. You can teach an old dog new tricks.
Woo! See, what we want is for High West to come up with a dummy bottle. Maybe have our logo on it. They're going to call it Double Rye Boo Boo. It'll have 2 ryes and it'll have 2 bourbons. Sorry,
We weren't going to go into it.
Sorry, never mind. Watch the show.
Watch a movie.
Forget what I said. Go watch the show. That's maybe not what we said. There's more said about it than that, though.
Why would we say go watch the review and then you tell them?
Couldn't contain myself. It just exploded out when I yelled, Double Rye Boo Boo! And I had to explain it. I will say, we've had a lot of people binge watching older episodes.
Yes.
I've seen comments coming in on like episodes from 2014.
Yeah, old. And some of our original early episodes from 2013 and the first part of 2014.
True. Habanero. Check it out. What were you going to say? I stepped on you.
Yet another rye. Whistlepig.
Yes.
And we still got some ryes to review.
Now this is interesting. First of all, keep reviewing the ryes. The Bart, third person, loving the ryes.
And where did this bottle come from?
Gift.
That's right.
This is a gift. Clint Harrison, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Clint is getting a double shout out.
Ooh, because he's also a Patreon supporter, Clint Harrison.
That's right.
But what did he say? Did he tell you must try this? I'm sending this to you? Because I don't know if I've seen this locally.
No, it's brand new. It just came out within the last month.
Hadn't seen it.
New offering from Whistlepig.
Sends it down.
Well, and this is the first one, I believe, and granted I haven't done a lot of research. Farmstock, because this is the first one they actually, this is a blend, but some of it is made from actual rye that they've grown
in Vermont.
Farm. Yes.
In Vermont.
Yes.
Right.
So from the label, 20% of this here whiskey is a rye, 1 year old, from Vermont.
And we believe that's their rye.
That should be their rye.
So they've made their own distillate. Distillate?
Sure.
Right. And 20% of it's theirs and it's only a year old.
Yep. 49% of this is a 5-year-old straight rye from Canada.
Right.
So probably from I think it's the Alberta distillery.
Which would be a good...
I'm assuming. There's other distilleries in Canada.
Needless to say, there's tons of great rye coming out of Canada. We can
Yep.
agree on that.
Yeah.
No one can say we're wrong there.
Yep.
Boom.
And the remaining 31% is a 12-year-old straight rye from Indiana.
We believe that's going to be MGP.
Should be. Yes.
Should be 12-year. MGP rocks, folks.
We are doing a lot of assuming, and you know what that means. But anybody, if you want to leave a comment, let us know if we're wrong. We'll issue a correction.
Yeah.
With the dunce hat. We haven't worn the dunce hat for a while.
We haven't. You know what I like on here? They got a thumbprint.
That's authentic quality.
And it's a big thumb. We've got a big person that did the thumb
yes, here. Bigger than
yeah.
you.
Yeah, from our hands to yours is the little catchphrase.
I mean, that's like a palm print.
Yeah, this is like Vermont. We believe you may have a Yeti. They may have their own Yeti there, and the Yeti's making some of the Whistlepig. Okay, that's a Yeti thumbprint. Look at that. Can you see it? I'm not even moving it. Look at that.
It's not focused.
You can't. It's the red thing though. This little red thing. Maybe we'll take a shot of it and put it in there. 86 proof. This says crop number 001. Alcohol by volumes 43%. And this is called their bottled in barn Farmstock Rye Whiskey. And it's got a little pig on there. And it looks like the pig, is he smoking? I think the pig is smoking.
He is holding something.
Yeah, might be hemp rope. Not sure what's going on in Vermont. All right. Nose, sir.
Nice sweet rye. Young. Smells sharp. Dill.
Yes.
Little reminiscent of James E. Pepper Barrel Proof.
Well, you're good. I couldn't do that. I couldn't say it's reminiscent of another. I think I'd be way off.
But only 20% of it is a 1 year old rye. The remaining is a 5 year and a 12 year.
Right. Smells delicious. Delicious. I got warm rye grain toasting. It's that grainness. I do have the dill.
I get a hay or a straw, which is probably because it's bottled in the barn.
Maybe, yeah. Farm stock.
Some of the hay got in there.
Farm stock, bottled in barn.
A cow walked into a bar and said, "Hey, buddy." I said, "Hey."
Oh, you're funny.
A horse walked into the same bar and the bartender said, "Hey, buddy, why the long face?"
You probably got 100 of these, don't you? These from movies?
A bear walked into the same bar and said, "Bartender, I'd like a gin and tonic." The bartender said, "What's with the big paws?" And the bear said, "What, these? I was born with them."
Oh, I've never seen you do these, man. This is great. You're entertaining me right here. I like the big pause. As soon as you paused, I knew we were going to the pause of the bear. I was just like laughing already. I'm like, you could see it coming. And then you filled in the blanks. Wow. Soft hint of dill. It's just rounded even on the nose. What do you got flavor-wise? This is beautiful.
I get a great rye there, but also a vanilla and a caramel come out with it. Caramel. Smooth creaminess. It's very warming. Yeah, and I got vanilla and caramel in my notes.
Wow.
And the rye notes compared to the nose are really kind of tame. They're present, a nice sweet dill.
Okay.
On the nose, though, it seems like you're really going to get a blast of rye.
Right.
And there's not like a really sharp blast of rye. The rye is present, it's in there. But there's also that vanilla, the caramel, oak, kind of some bourbon notes almost coming out with it.
I'm going to agree with everything you just said there. You're right. The nose with the dill on the forefront, that warm rye grain, I thought I was going to get a, maybe even that slap the face rye. You know, that big old whack. No. Right in my notes, I have warm, rising, sweet dough. The taste gives me that bready warmth. I've said it before, but my mom had this big clay bread rising bowl. She would put the dough in there, throw a wet terry cloth towel over it. Maybe not terry cloth, but like I don't know, it was like a warm cloth, and it would go in that dough would rise, and you'd come in the room and just smell it, and that's what I'm getting here on the taste.
I'm getting some sort of a really sweet candy. I can't place it. Are you getting anything along those lines? In your notes, you got...
Right here, look at this. Finish is homemade hard candy with a soft sweetness and red hots.
Okay.
I get a soft hint of dill that feels rounded here as well. The dill's there, but it's not a sharp, tangy dill. And that's where it may even be a carryover from the nose, because I get that dill in the nose, but I get a little bit on the flavor palette as well. But yeah, the finish, homemade hard candy. And like I said, when I was tasting this, I was like, yes, this is like the old Red Hots that you never threw just one in your mouth. Remember that? You just like pile them in there. You just throw a whole bunch of those old style Red Hots in your mouth and just go.
I get a little bit of spicy pepper in my cheeks. And I've got sweet sugar in my notes, but now I'm telling you, it's more like it's some sort of a candy, a hard candy of some sort.
You got spicy pepper in your cheeks?
Yep. That's right.
You got pepper cheeks, baby. Wow. This is phenomenal.
The water makes it creamier. There's a light oak that's in there with it.
See, I don't get too much of a wood note.
The dill is still present, just very light oak. Yeah, not much. I like it as well. I'm impressed by it.
Like this neat. Water doesn't change it too much, just kind of brought that ABV down a little bit. Brings out a little bit more of the grain. I would sip this neat. This would be a neat.
It was good. Yeah, it was a good neat.
Yeah, delicious neat.
Well, and 43%. We hadn't mentioned that.
90. I mentioned it when I was reading the bottle. I give this a 90. This is a 90, and it is top notch. I have teased. At some point, we got to do another Sweet 16 rye with all new. Right? Yeah. I know. We got bourbons. We got Irish. We got to do a lot. But you talk, sir. You talk. I love the rye. I'd mentioned you could talk.
Sorry. Look, I had a text come in from my sister. I'd forgot to do something. Have to get on that.
Happens to me all the time. I'm always forgetting something. I just apologize. So you got a 91. I gave it a 90.
Is it worth it? Price range on this, $80 to $90. I think 80 is the low end, 90 high end. And again, this was provided to us by Clint Harrison.
Man.
If I bought this, I wouldn't be disappointed. I think it's worth it.
I didn't know it was that much. I would not be disappointed. I love this. I love this. But $90. I really wanted this to be in that Templeton 6-year, that Pikesville.
40 to 50.
60s maybe is where I thought this was going to be.
So what's your price range for it? Maybe it's not worth 90.
I know. I'd pay 60 for this. 90's just getting up there. You know, and I love my ryes, but gosh, what I can go out and get with $90 in Scotch World. Just saying. It's well done though, but I mean, it's just Give it to me at 60, I'd buy it all day long. I'd go buy probably a couple of them. Because this is top notch. I wasn't sure what to expect coming into this bottle. You know, when I read all the different 10 of this, 40 of that, MGP's in there, it's a 12-year. I mean, I was like, okay, all right. And then I tasted it, and I was just like, goodness gracious, sakes alive. Love it. So, love it, love it, love it.
I like it. I think it's worth it.
You know what my problem is, though, is that I can get so many delicious ryes at $35. Whereas if I can go buy 3 of those, and they are right in the neck of the woods of what we got here. That's why I kind of mentioned I wish we'd add this even in a shootout. I can see us having a future shootout again. But I love it. It's good.
Let's see. We had a Patreon shout out to do, which Clint, you already got.
Yeah, we got Clinton.
Thank you, Clint, for being a Patreon supporter and sending us a bottle. Always appreciated.
Right. Please help us out. Go check out patreon.com. We're Scotch Test Dummies there. Helps us keep the show plugging along. You can donate as small as $1 an episode or $1 for the whole month, whatever.
Our coins are available at scotchtestdummies.com as well as our Glencairn glasses.
Yeah, and the glasses are there. We're on like version 2.0 of the glasses, right? Where it's just got the logo. It doesn't have the dummies on it. But, and we're still working on shirts. My fault. We got to have like a vector print, all this stuff. It's just, we're busy.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say?
Nope.
Scotch it, you Scotch gods.
Solange.
Dummies.